Well, as you can see, folks, I've got a little bit of engine problem. Oh, at least. Oh, at least. The light's telling me I've got a bit of an engine problem. So, we'll go and have a look. Now then, talking about falling in and coming up smelling of roses. Well, quite a few months ago, I was sent for a review an OBD2 reader, which would come in very handy at this moment in time. However, a week or two ago, having not used it since I reviewed it, I've lent it to someone. Doesn't mean it's never going to come back, it just means I didn't have one at hand. And I say I didn't have one at hand, the scrap gods must shine upon me, because only 2 days ago, yeah, I've had the engine problem for more than a day or two. KingBolen has sent me an engine diagnostic doctor, a KingBolen BD2 scanner. So we'll get that open and we'll get that stuck on the car and we'll see if it'll tell me what's up with my motor. Let me get it open, read the instructions, and possibly have to update it. With the plastic off, get dirty in the box, and there it is indeed. And that's a generous size screen, I would say. There's the instructions. Right, oh, I bet this is something you have to charge up before you can use it. Right, let me read the instructions, which are in many languages: Japanese, Polish, PT, Italian, Romanian, Dutch, Spanish, French and English. There's the bit that you stick in your car, and that, I guess, is what you charge it up with. Damn, this may take a while. Well, the device powered on without much problem, and it was shipped with 90% battery life. I did have to link it to my Wi-Fi, and when I did an update, it is updating. So we'll let that happen, and then we'll download and install that, and then we'll see what's wrong with the car. But with that happening, and it's happening pretty fast. Oh look, if I happen to have an Aston Martin, I've now got the software to plug in into. I haven't got an Aston Martin. I'm just going to have to leave it to do its thing. Recording. So, it's been at this for an hour. I've gone down to 32% power. If I go to app update, that should tell me installed, everything's up to date. Right, let's get over to the car. Okay, ladies and gents, we've had this on charge for a little bit longer. You can see now the time is 7:26. We have it plugged into the OBD port down there. We've gone through a few settings, made it imperial, set the time to England. Interestingly enough, it appears to be charging whilst it's connected through the OBD2 port, which is interesting. Right, I've got my instructions here, which 10 pages and clearly written in English, no Chinglish. Very clear, very concise. It's telling you though that in here there is videos you can watch how to use this, and I will do that. But we're going to dive straight in like any bloke. Doesn't need to read the instructions as such. We switch on the ignition. There we go. Wow, it's like a Christmas tree. Now then. Right, straight in with OBD2. There's my VIN number. People saying I shouldn't be showing that. Yet if you go to the outside, there's a little plate that tells you what your VIN number is. Anyone can see that. The mill status. I don't know what that means, but right, DTCs. Presumes that seems. Oh, got all those. Oops. That's what you do with fat fingers. Engine coolant. Wow, it's already reading all the stuff. Says the engine's running. It isn't. We're going to go back one. Let's go back home. Yes. Diagnostics. I mean, I've got to choose Volvo. Oh, what's a UAZ? I know what a UAZ is. You're a UAZ. Very sensitive, this. Right. Here he comes up with my car. (2006) health report. What? Look at that scan. Impressive graphics. I've got 3. Oh, diesel setting, an EPS. ABS at least is okay. Right, enter diesel engine fuel system. ECU diagnostic part number is that. Whatever does that mean? Right, my glow plug relay faulty signal. I know that. Turbocharger control faulty signal. Boost pressure sensor map signal too high. Well, I know where my map sensor is, and I suspect that's what gave me the that warning. So we've got the bonnet up, or the hood if you're in America. Read data stream. What does that mean? Accelerator. Oh, there's all sorts of things to do here. Battery voltage. Oh, I'm going to have to read that. Oh, look at all that. There's hundreds of them. I'll have to take that off. Oh, back. Tell you what. Let's go back. Yes. EPS, electronic power steering. Okay. I know if Ali Mac's reading these, Ali Mac Mechanical, because he's got a similar thing, a model above this. He did a review. Power supply signal too low. Whatever that means. I'd have to you can take there's a screen picture and then I can show people. Take it to a proper mechanic. But maintenance. Let's go into the maintenance. Brake. I think that says, yeah, it doesn't do it. I haven't got a Wi-Fi signal, so I'm going to rectify that first of all. Well, we've been carrying on having a play with this, and we've got come up with a Volvo error DIM E003 because it's connected to the Wi-Fi, even though it's only got one bar. It's linked onto Google. Incorrect control area CAN configuration ID. The control module is not intended for this car. Wow. Well, there's lots of things there. But the car does start and run, so we're not really too bothered about the driver information module. Wow, it's got 9 on. Read fault code. Wiper signal, low beam left, faulty signal, PTC heater, signal too low, wiper signal too low, outside temperature sensor, signal too high. Well, we know that because I can get the car in the morning, it'll say it's -53. Position lamp relay signal missing. It looks like we've got a lot of problems with this car, but it starts and it runs and it gets me where I'm going. Engine off, key off, get rid of all those pesky errors. Right, well, it's 1942. I need to have a look at this map sensor. So we'll quit that, we'll leave it on, but we're going to have a look at the map sensor. Open the door, the ignition off. Right, well, there's my map sensor, or that one. I changed it a couple of years ago. One of the leads had come out inside there, and sad to say, I only jury rigged the connections with chocolate blocks. Well, there's the answer there, isn't it? Straight away, it ain't connected to that one. I probably didn't need an OBD2 reader to tell me that, so I'll just fix that. Well, as they say, there's nothing more permanent than temporary. So quick trim, quick tighten up, and what we'll do, we'll clear all the codes and we'll run the car. Right, clear fault codes. The DTCs have been cleared. That was relatively easy. It tells you if you're doing it wrong. I didn't have the ignition on. It tells you you haven't got the ignition on. So we'll, as you can see there now, it's 7:52. The engine was running. It was up at 13.8, so it was charging. Even though it's only been running 5 minutes, remember it was down to about 11.7 volts. Now it's up to 12.2. Don't forget, being a Volvo, the lights are on permanently, so we're always using charge. Right, this is too much for Ian, I'm going to tell you. I will have to read those videos, because, watch those videos, because we've lost the Wi-Fi. It's blind man in a dark room looking for a black dog. Because you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so we've had to connect back. Sorry. So we've had to connect back to the Wi-Fi. It seems that when you switch off and switch on and switch off, it doesn't automatically connect, which is not a big issue. You just go into Wi-Fi settings, which is in settings, and you scroll down all these different types of settings. You can, there's Wi-Fi brightness, you can choose metric or imperial, language, where you are, how long you want the screen on before you turn it off. And all these are incidentals. Clear data, no, we've already looked at that. That wipes the whole thing clear. Right, let's talk about it. So we've had to connect back to the Wi-Fi. It seems that when you switch off and switch on and switch off, it doesn't automatically connect, which is not a big issue. You just go into Wi-Fi settings, which is in settings, and you scroll down all these different types of settings. You can, there's Wi-Fi brightness, you can choose metric or imperial, language, where you are, how long you want the screen on before you turn it off. And all these are incidentals. Clear data, no, we've already looked at that. That wipes the whole thing clear. Right, let's talk about it. Well, I'm a scrapper, mainly. I take things to bits. I don't really know need to know how to fix things. Dabble a bit in cars, all this electronic stuff. So all this electronic stuff, I would say, is a little bit above my head. But now here's the plug. This is quite intuitive. The instructions, as I said, are in clear English. 10 pages, clear English. Got me this far. I don't even know the terminology on a lot of these things, but I've already investigated my fault. I would have found it anyway. No, I wouldn't have found it because I want to know where it looked. I'd have checked all the obvious. I would have found it. However, that told me definitely it was the map sensor. So I went straight to that and found that faulty lead. There are other things in there which, as you read, it said something's not for this car. I don't know if that's true or not. There's a whole library in there I can connect to and learn how to use this machine. It is quite intuitive. it was simple enough to clear all the faults. I'll use the car for a few days and I'll revisit it and see what faults pop up again. So, KingBolen, that was, I don't, yes, there is a model number, the S500. I think Ali Mac's got the S550. So, I think it's a little bit of research on my behalf, because I don't think I'm a dinosaur. Moo. So, what I'm going to do when cars get newer and newer. Anyway, that's Ian. I've had a play in his shed. In his shed. Having a play in the skip. Can't fault KingBolen for sending me that. It's come at a very opportune moment. Like I say, I had one by a different company. Well, I'm saying a different company. They both advertise on the same company website, so I think they're very, very much tied in together. Does what it says on the tin for what I wanted it to do. Find a fault. Tell me what the fault was. Connect to the internet if I need it to, and tell me how to fix it. Some of those things I'm not too sure of. I think they're a bit more generic. What was it? Something like the entertainment can module was not for this car. Yeah. The radio comes on, CDs play. What more does a man want? No. A watch of Ali Mac's review video, I think that's in the offing. And then instead of watching YouTube every night in bed, I think I need to watch some of these videos and get into the depths of this and see if it is what it says on the book, a doctor for your car. Right, Ian, I can drag this on forever and ever, but I've got a few things to do because it's work tomorrow. So, hey, thank you, KingBolen, for sending me this at a very opportune moment. I've said that once. And thanks, everybody, for watching. And see you all in the new one. And see you all in the next vid. So we're dabbling about. We've got the engine running, and we're in a data stream. Live things, 800 revs, which is probably about right. Let's take it up to 1100. Whoa, 1200. Yeah, probably right. We can click on that. And we get a graph. I do not know what that means. Some of it's in blue, which means probably okay, and some of it's in red, which probably means it's not okay. But it's one of those things I need to do a lot of research. Big spike in the air input from the mass air sensor as I rev. Engine coolant. Going back, there's lots of other things that you can pick up. I won't be playing all night here, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's starting to go dark. Oh, the joys of playing. Oh, the joys of playing.